Hello, everybody out there. Welcome to me and Kate. Wait, it's happening. Okay, people, it's happening. The eclipse.
The eclipse.
It's already
Janae is
Mercury
she's
retrograde.
in
We're
the eclipse portal.
moving us into our light bodies. Isn't this amazing? I'm so
Witness this right
so
here.
excited witnessing
You
me
are ascending. This
ascending.
is ascension symptoms.
Ascension.
Ascension symptoms.
Oh my goodness, it's so fun. So we thought we'd push record,
So fun.
because the way the sun is out here, and I put a different background on because I thought it would change, but didn't change anything because the sun is still working its magic on the camera to help me ascend. But yes, we are going to talk about the eclipse today. So welcome to our menopausal in the apocalypse. Caitlin, I'm so excited to talk today. But let us know a little bit about yourself.
Hi, Janae. It is interesting times, I have to say. I am a shamanic healer and astrologer, and I work with the tools of biogeometry to help raise the vibration in the body and in the spaces, and on the land. So, and I jeweler. Oh, I forgot I was a jeweler. I am a jeweler.
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So yes, definitely. Um, and get a reading because you do
Uh,
amazing readings, astrology readings, amulet, and then you come up. This was our amulet piece for me to channel.
yes.
So yes, powerful.
Help you channel. I create tools to empower you.
Mhm.
Um, Amulets through using your astrology, things you're working on,
Yeah.
things you need support with. And then I make a piece and it will help you using sacred symbols and shape and stone to amplify whatever you're trying to amplify in your system.
Yeah.
And my latest thing, and just becoming really conscious of when I'm working on people now with the biogeometry, because I can go in your system and find all the disturbances in the body and places where you have pain or stagnation.
Mhm.
And I use now, it's like I'm using the chart, is the chart gets applied to everything.
Mhm.
So if you get a reading with me, then I will, and if you get other work with me, I have now these new moon and full moon mentoring sessions where I'll work with you and your chart, because the chart is kind of the key. It's
Yeah.
the foundation. So I use the chart now in everything. So I take that to the moon mentorship, and we look at the different cycles that are happening and the full moons and new moons, and we have a one-on-one session before
Mm.
these uh, events occur,
Yeah.
so we're able to utilize the energies, because that's the point, to
Ah,
utilize the energies,
yeah.
not to be afraid of them, not to be taken over by them unconsciously.
Or
So
confused about about emotions
yeah,
because this will be
yeah.
a roadmap guideline, yeah, to utilize to help you. And you're really good at that. You're, yeah, amazing
Well, I
shaman.
just started it. I've been working. I have a couple clients that I'm working with, and it is amazing. It is like a way, and it's also just in this eclipse time. Eclipses happen every year. It's different places and
Yeah.
different cycles, but
This
uh,
one though is not
this,
going to happen for till 2044. This particular
well, yeah, they're always in different
in,
places. So it's like,
in
yeah.
Canada.
And then this is part of the astro drama, which is like, it hasn't happened for this long and it won't happen again for another. Yeah, because it's going to go in another cycle. And then,
Yeah.
like, that's the way planets move. They don't all move at the same time, they all have their cycles. But yes, there is an intensification. I mean, all the planets are going to be in Aries, which
Yeah.
is opposite Libra. So, like I'm a Libra sun, things are really, I could tell really at this point, of like, oh, shifting and really becoming conscious with what you want to shift is
Mhm.
how that happens.
Yeah.
So,
And to
yeah.
take charge,
So,
like, with the Aries, right? The Aries sign is fire um, like, assertiveness and, matter of fact, no fluffing. So this is a good time to, take charge of some things that you want to, like, create, um, and manifest in your life, with conviction, right? That's so that
well, Aries is the one pointed focus, and Aries is the I am presence.
yeah.
In the part of the chart, the first house, Aries is your personal identity.
Mhm.
So it's usually the rising is part of that, the rising sign.
Yeah.
But like for you, you have like your rising is a late degree. So it's the 12th house mostly. It doesn't get into the first house
Okay.
as much. So
Yeah.
you have actually Libra there
Yeah.
in your personal identity.
Yes.
So you also have your rising, which is Virgo, but it's a
Mhm.
lot of Libra too. So this is affecting you too.
That's why I was like, it's time for me to ascend. Oh, the sun moved. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
out of
you
here.
are ascending. I see you. You're like levitating and you're
Yeah.
becoming clear, see through, clear, clear.
Iridescent. But yes, I
You're
am
that's
totally, yeah, I guess there is the iridescent again. Okay, that's so funny.
yeah. So
Um,
you're actually more lucid.
yeah,
You're more
it's so
lucid now.
strange. Well, I moved the camera over here. I'm solid over here. Yeah. So, oh, that's
Either
amazing.
way.
Super powerful. Yeah, so I was trying to, like, catch up on a little bit, right before coming on, like, yeah, what the eclipse, and Aries and then we have a Mercury in retrograde. I always love for me personally, I love Mercury in retrograde. Um, I
Well,
always
you better love it because it happens all the time.
it happens all the time.
So if you're like every Mercury retrograde
Yeah.
is a drag for you,
Yeah.
I mean,
Something's going
you're
on there.
gonna be miserable most of the year.
Right.
Seriously.
Right.
Seriously, it happens all the time. So again, it's a way to really reflect and go over things and review, It's
Right.
often this, which is a natural pattern of growth anyway, to like move forward, reflect back, move forward, and you kind of more forward each time, but there's always this going back and reflecting.
Yeah.
So, part of this eclipse portal in midlife, right, is like, okay, how are we going to move forward and make the changes we want to make? And I tell you, it's really hard.
Yeah.
I have been experiencing a lot of just the old patterns, old cycles,
Right.
and how but I have new awareness around them. So it's like, oh, okay, that's the root of that. Because it is really this time of like, I mean, you get to a point of mastery in some of the things you've been doing for so long. And
Yeah.
then you're like, wait, I got to go into this new thing and it's just going to really challenge me. I've never done that before.
Yeah.
But we're all being asked to kind of
Mhm.
step
Oh,
up
totally.
and
And I'm
be
usually
the best.
the
You.
the the usually I get affected by the energies, like, a few weeks before everybody else for some reason. I just always have, so I feel like I went through
I
that.
do too, and I think also that's part of being a light worker
Mm,
and energy worker. It's like we're able to like, oh, we just went through it, so now we can help others
yeah,
go through it. Because that
okay.
happens to me with astrology all the time. It's
All
like,
the
oh
time, and
yeah,
I never know because then I'm like, "Oh, that was a doozy," and then I'll hear like, "Oh, we're moving into a doozy." I'm like, "Oh, I just went wait, oh, no, now I remember
no, no, I just
go
went through
through
that.
this. I just went through that." But then I'm like, "Oh," because I feel like I went through what you just said, leveling up. I feel like I'm on a whole new timeline because I just went through, a lot in the beginning of March, so end of February. But I feel amazing. So now I'm seeing that other people are going through, um, like eclipse and Mercury retrograde right now. So hopefully this video will help you gather some
Yeah.
tools and get aligned with yourself and understand what these energies are all about. Um, with
Yeah. And back to that, the Aries is about the
yeah,
vision you want to have. So
yes.
the vision of what you want
Mm,
is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
So during the actual moment of the eclipse, the 8th, I believe it is. Yeah, the
Okay.
8th, and it's
Yep.
also new moon.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a time to really hone in on your vision. And and then of course we got to apply it to this reality. This reality responds to vision and
Mm,
action.
yeah.
So it's, also your thoughts. I
Yeah.
don't know, tell me different things about that. I get different information, but definitely your vision. So if
Mm,
you have the vision, hold the vision of what you want to see, and then it's like you can almost visualize a scene
mm,
out of it, you know? It's like, I want this new,
mm,
like I'm working towards building my shamanic healing practice. And I see myself, working with clients and
mm,
really, because I get a lot of energy from helping people,
yeah.
because that's my new, like, oh yeah, this really lights me up.
Mm,
So I just focus on the feelings, and the vision of working with someone and doing ceremonies with them and doing some of the mentorship. So different scenes of like, oh, well, and how I feel. Like I feel totally empowered,
yeah.
using my knowledge to help others.
Yeah.
So you focus on it, then you release it, and then you don't keep obsessing on it. You have to like let it go
Mm-hmm.
in that particular vision of whatever you had. You don't re-envision it,
No,
and
and
you just
you
completely
know
let
it to
it
be
go, and
true,
then you go,
right?
well,
Too.
yes, of course,
You
because
just
this is
feel
we're setting the scene.
you said,
Yeah.
yeah, and you're, yeah, exactly. You're planting the seed, but you know it to be like, that seed is going to grow. Yeah. And turn into,
Yes, and that's part of also stating your will and intent.
mm-hmm.
So this gets into the castaneta stuff that's super important, which is your will and intent. I will, I am.
Yeah.
So again, Aries, I am. I would use I am affirmations and state out loud, because really there's a real power in saying things out loud and
Mm,
not to yourself, even though,
mm-hmm.
people think you're crazy or whatever. Doesn't matter. We're all
Yeah.
crazy.
We're all crazy.
And we're all a little insane.
It's the, yeah. It's the popular thing nowadays is to be crazy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we gotta talk about something that they're doing that's really gnarly.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so and I would just almost ignore any predictions and weird things that are
That's
going on
the
in the
absolute,
outer realms of this
yeah.
eclipse, because they're doing all kinds of weird stuff,
Yeah.
states of emergency
Yeah. That's,
declared in like places like Texas. No one's going to school, no trucks can be on the road. I mean, it's insane.
yeah.
And it's like it's part of the drama
Yeah.
and the manipulation of our energy. So we have to
Exactly.
recognize
Yeah.
how the controllers use this
Mhm.
to really bring more fear,
Yeah.
get people to consume. You got to
Yeah.
stock up. They're telling
Yeah.
people stock up food,
Right.
which is
Well, and
crazy.
so to me, they're losing their grasp on the reality they created for us in a certain frequency timeline. So we have to really grasp that it's like how we manifest and create what we want. We're literally stepping into another timeline frequency, which isn't part of that BS. So it's
Right. And so this gets into, I mean, I would translate timelines and frequency to your vibration, right? So
right.
if you're raising your vibration and you're not coming into resonance
That's right.
with this
Uh,
information,
Same.
which is they're putting out also Also, they put out this information that there's people are getting a disease where they see people's demons. They see like their face change,
Oh
and
man,
it's like the people who see it are the ones who are sick. And
that reminds me of my
I'm like
20s when I think someone spiked my yeah, that happened
I'm
to
just like it
that happened to
but
me.
that is like if
S
you are a
When I
light
was
worker, if you
experimenting with,
are
like,
an energy worker, you
yeah,
see demons all the time in
all the
people.
time
So it's like this is
yeah,
like kind of an attack on light workers in a
it's
lot of ways.
it is,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
I mean, I've had several cases as I've gotten more into this work,
mm,
and I've been told, the lighter the more light you get, the more you'll see the dark. And I've
mhm,
had people literally like look at me like with this face that I
yeah,
know is not them.
that's
And I'm like, wow, you just
I
revealed
get
your
that all the
demon to
time, yeah,
me.
because,
Yeah. So
um
this is they're making it like
yeah,
that, like I have the psychosis.
yeah.
I would have to take a medication.
It's so
Isn't that crazy?
it's well, yes, because 'cause they're desperate. The asshole dark is desperado. No, it's
Well, but a lot of people, not a lot of people, but people are like losing grips on reality in a lot of ways.
right,
Post COVID, so it's like it's just another way to really start messing with people and
yeah.
their mental health.
Well, that's what it is. This is a
So,
conscious,
yeah.
you time.
Yeah.
Super, yeah, strong in your thoughts and who you really are, and only surround yourself with loving, supportive people. That's just it's really important to and still, still go out in nature, like really connect. Like, that's how we stay that's for me at least, and I know for most people that know, to go out in nature and connect, it really does align you and get you back grounded and feeling
Mm.
more in reality because I had to take a break from all of the platforms. I mean, all of it's just so much information coming at us, like and you said, and all this negative information, like they're gonna shut what eclipse in history have we ever shut down schools and people suiting up in hazmat suits? I mean, this is like a full attack on consciousness. This has never happened.
Well,
So,
and there's
yeah,
NASA's doing some bullshit and CERN, they're doing, and who knows what they're doing. Like, of course, we all know these agencies are questionable,
questionable.
to say the
Exactly.
least.
Yeah,
Yeah, so there's a lot to to not come into resonance with, and it just, it's a further, I mean, the manipulation game is like
it
just as leveled up as eever.
it is. Yeah.
So remember Y2K?
Oh my god. I thought it was BS back then. I was like, "What is everybody?" Because I
I
always
know, I'm like,
stayed in my own, like,
this
I guess, bubble, but I was like, What? No, this is bullshit." With anything that was like, "Ooh, the bird flu, the swine flu," whatever was the newest, like, scare, luckily
well, and this gets into the, this reality, we have an energy field, right? So they're just seeding the field. And then
right.
now that we have social media and all these
Mhm,
other ways of getting information, everybody takes on the information and takes it,
mhm,
and then it's like blown up into this whole thing. And we also have to recognize the cycles of history, that there's always been infiltrators on
right.
both sides to
Yeah.
keep us into one side or another. It's very
Oh, yeah.
dualistic.
Yeah,
So just recognize if you're being like, oh, you feel like you're being put in a camp,
yeah, that's
one camp or another. It's really important to understand this and recognize it when it's happening so we
yeah,
don't get manipulated. This is our precious energy, the
that's
emotional energy.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
you're
that's
ascending. You're
that's
ascending right now.
Yes. That's
Ah,
so wild.
gosh, I wish I could ascend
I
like
love
you.
it. It's so true, though, energy.
Janae is becoming a light body.
Yeah, so, but, no, you're
Uh,
right, we are easily manipulated to take on information and actually put it into our consciousness and energy field as a belief, and that's what affects our, you know, our reality.
yeah,
But we cannot
yeah.
we have to be so diligent with, yeah, information, know yourself too, like, I know I'm super strong in not allowing BS, like, I have a really good BS, like, for the most part, some things do get through though, and I'm like, "Oh, I was totally duped on that," and then I have to clear it
Well, and
out.
also it depends on your frequency because when, you had a bout with your health,
Yeah, no, that exactly.
recently, and it
Yeah,
was like, I
yeah, that
mean,
was
part
a
of that I
full
recognize
reset.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I,
So
like,
it's
felt
like,
like a
what did
phoenix
you come into
rising.
resonance with, you know?
Well, that's
And
exactly
resonance is,
right.
even if you're like, "Oh, I'm just watching, I'm watching this, but I know it's not, I know it's
Real.
bullshit."
Yeah,
It still has an energy that gets in there.
that's right.
So,
Yeah. So
this
I
happened to me
yeah,
when I watched the Travis Scott, um,
man, yeah,
that
that whole
crazy concert. I
yeah,
went down this rabbit hole and then I realized, oh my God, this evil, whatever it was, came and it's around me now. So I had to like do all this clearing
right. Yeah,
because I was like, whoa, I just came into resonance with this event. I wasn't even there, but I
yeah,
just looked at some videos of like, because I was so like just kind of fascinated with it.
yeah, the whole thing. Yeah, yeah, it is. It's
Yeah,
yeah,
and as Libras, we like to pay attention to what's going on out there. The consensus reality, is we're curious
no,
more than others.
is that what it is? So it's
It
my
is a lot of it.
because
It
it's
is, yeah.
did you hear that?
What?
The siren just went. I was like, yeah, I love it. Those are those huge confirmations. Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah,
In my
yeah, that's
right,
what it
yeah,
is.
the
Yeah.
curiosity.
So,
But it's true,
yeah, the curiosity.
you can open because there's, this I found fascinating with, our screens, these screens on the phone, but these dark screens actually, I was going down another rabbit hole, I forget who it was, but they're portals for entities to come through. So you're watching a TV screen, and when you turn it off and it's actually dark, that's when the portal is. Not to scare anybody out there, but it's an interesting concept of like,
Yeah, but when it's on, it's a portal too. So it's
well,
not
no,
like it's not a
exactly.
portal when
Well,
it's on and some evil shit's
on
on there.
doing stuff. So, but what you can do is say nothing that is not of the highest and for my good is allowed in my space. So that's um that's a good one. And I like what you taught me too, with the pentagram, because that is actually a very powerful
But yeah,
tool to use.
yeah,
So
the
it's not
pentagram is
like
amazing.
stolen by the asshole dark. And it's actually a very high vibrational symbol.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Yeah, so, yeah, if you protect yourself, from psychic attack with the pentagram.
yeah,
And, a lot of sacred geometry has been hijacked and
yeah,
is used against us or used and abused so we can't use it again, like the swastika.
yeah,
That's an ancient symbol that is actually originally in its original direction. I think they reversed it in the Nazi times. I don't know, but it's just, yeah. So it's like there is a lot of power to symbols. There's a lot of power to the word. That's why saying things out loud is really important with your intent. And if you're trying to create boundaries with energies, you have to really say it out loud. You can't be like in your head,
right.
you know.
Yeah,
And the best thing to do is just only love and light can be here with me.
that's
All
right.
others must be gone. I mean, it's basically because it's all about free will.
Yeah,
So, but sometimes we don't say it out loud, we
yeah,
are giving permission.
yeah,
So we have to like really be aware of that.
yeah.
And I mean, I've been watching shows, just like an interview, and for some reason, this evil thing was coming through, and it wasn't even
Yeah.
Like, it was just weird, and it was like it was being used. So
Mhm.
it was like so sometimes you could be watching something innocently, and then you'd be like, "Wait a minute, that feels weird."
Yeah.
So, I don't know, you just really gotta be
Yeah.
vigilant about your,
Your
spiritual
space.
hygiene,
Yes, exact
right?
spiritual. Yeah, with your thoughts, your yeah, your personal space, your beliefs, your, clearing up your ancestry. I mean, there's so much. That's a whole I think we've talked about that, but um,
Yeah, don't get me started on
you know,
that.
the conversations um yeah, well,
Well, and then, part of this reality too is like you break your patterns. If you want to create new realities, you break your patterns. So, say you have a little ceremony around a little ritual around the new moon, and you have your vision,
yeah.
and then you set your intentions and your will, you
Mhm,
say it out loud, and you um then I would do something to like that you totally different that you never do. Like breaking your patterns is really important. Like go walk a different way to your car,
mhm,
you know, do something different when you first wake up, which is really hard for me. It's like I want to just have a cup of coffee and sit at the altars in the morning. And it's like, no, you got to do this and do that. And like break it up. Not every day, but it's really important to break your patterns because it gives this reality,
mhm,
which this reality is like this. They talk about the AI
mhm,
taking over. We already have an AI, and that's why, it responds to our thoughts and our beliefs and our emotions and our actions. We already have something that does that. That's why the law of attraction exists, you
yeah,
know. That's why we, talk about manifesting and like how you do it and all that. It's like often
you
if we're
program.
in lower states,
Mhm,
we're manifesting exactly what our thoughts are,
yeah,
that we're
yeah,
getting more of that. So, and it's just like whatever you focus on, you're going to get more of. So
yeah,
it's just interesting to think about even all these people who do research and it's like, and they find this. Well, of course they're finding that because this reality promotes whatever you focus on and are looking for, you're going to find.
that's exact. And it could be,
So it's,
it could be subconscious too, so you might not know that you don't have that you're thinking that you have something in your energy field or you have
well, yeah.
that you
And
keep
that gets into
attracting.
the,
Yeah, so that's
yeah,
important
that gets into
feeling.
the castaneta stuff of like
Yeah,
really perceiving your
yeah,
thoughts.
okay,
What is coming in? Are these thoughts even yours
right,
too?
that's
You may have other entities or beings around you that are influencing you. So,
yeah,
you know.
exactly. Then that's when you have to be really in tune with yourself and know the feelings of those thoughts that come in. How does your body feel? Is that like, do you feel
Yeah.
excited about something or like feel very light, in your body, or do you feel like a slight tense in your gut? And so it's just really important to know yourself.
Yeah, I go with if I get more energy, I it's good.
Yeah, it's
If
exact.
I
Yeah,
excuse me, if I get tired, then I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, this isn't
yeah,
what I want to do."
that's right.
I'm like, "Oh no, it's
That's
exhausted."
not good. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
then it's like, no, it's not gonna be good. Yeah.
So those are good, yeah,
Mhm.
tips to, navigate your own for you guys out there for your own selves to, figure out if what you want is coming in is your idea is, what do you want to manifest? How does it feel in your body? And all that. And writing stuff down as much as I'm not much of a writer myself, I'm not much of a reader, but I've found the times that I do write it down and and map it out and like you said, say voice it out loud and write it down and I found those times to be more powerful when I write things down. Things manifest quicker for me, and it's pretty much to the T, which is really fascinating to me. Um,
Yeah,
so
I mean, there's a lot with our will and intent, and there are ways to really focus it in.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah. I think it's important.
Yeah.
It's important. I keep, journals. I'm actually going to get a dream journal and start doing the dream journal work again because it's it's all these clues and keys that we can tune into to help us, and we forget. Like, I had a great dream 2 nights ago and I was like, oh yeah, and all this stuff was, and if I don't write it down, I will not remember.
Same.
I'll remember it maybe for that day a little bit, but and then dreams often give this clue to to the future or whatever, because
Yeah.
it's all one in the dream.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
totally.
it's super
That's
interesting. And
yeah.
we live in a synchronistic world, so it's everything has a
So that
meaning.
everything does have
Yeah,
everything. That's why it's all
everything.
yeah. That's the
And we
magic.
kind of forget, like,
Yeah.
we'll have magical things happen and we'll just be like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll like it in the moment and be like, "Yeah, stoked," but then you forget, like, "Oh, yeah, no, that
Well,
was
especially now
amazing."
since we're in our midlife menopausal, you know, stage.
Oh,
I'm
yeah, especially.
like, especially like the memory. So I've been like taking
Yeah, the
notes.
memories. Uh,
I've been taking
the
notes from
mem
other women that have gone through it, and they're like, the fog does lift. So I was like,
Yeah.
thank God it doesn't. So I'm not impaired forever now for the rest of my life. I'm not impaired with this fog of not remembering.
Well, and I think also part of that is just to start balancing out the mind and the heart and
Yes.
the other energy centers. It's like we're
Yeah.
so mentally, oriented, and it's just like, get out of your mind.
Yeah.
And
Well, the
just
amazing thing is as much as I'm joking about it, but, because that was the case for the last couple months, but in the last few days with this, like, whatever has shifted for me, with being under the weather in the beginning of March and going through this whole transformation, rebirth, and then, a trip, with family opened up this amazing portal, but I actually feel more aware. I'm not having as foggy of a brain. So, I'm feeling
yeah,
more
because when you're sick, your frequency is dropping. So
yeah.
also, I think all the symptoms, like,
Well, it was
are
leading up
heightened.
to that too, because it was like, just I don't know, I have more clarity, I feel super connected to everything. So I'm like, because that's how it was when I was younger, you know? 'Cause remember, I was
Mm.
like, "Well, my guides have said this a long time
My
ago."
guides,
You're like, "What do your guides
you say that
fucking
all the
say
time.
now?" I'm like, "I don't
I know.
know, but they've given me some great
I know.
advice
You
in the
say that all the
past."
time, and I'm like, well, what are they telling
Like,
you
"Yeah,
now?
what are
Like,
they telling you now?" And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, so that's when I claimed my space again, and I was like, "Where the
yeah,
heck
right.
are you guys?" I'm like, "I know you're giving me information, but you better get your butt in here now and start giving me some updated info." So anyways, yeah.
Seriously.
They I they're like, "We're right here." So I'm like, "Oh, it's amazing." Yeah,
Oh, there you are.
here you guys.
Yes.
Oh, so anybody else is going through that, let us know in the comments. Yeah, 'cause, it's important for us to stay connected and remember how to stay connected and know that we're never disconnected. It is all
Yeah,
about frequency. So when our frequency drops, we can feel disconnected. And if when we're coming into
yeah,
resonance with lower vibrational, experiences, um,
yeah, which,
that ours
you will. It's just
we all
life.
will. We all will. It is
Yeah,
life, and they're all lessons to,
yeah,
guide us and to create inner strength and that knowing of who we really are. So that's how I see these
yeah.
experiences. Yeah. I'd prefer
And
the
then working with the eclipse energy, and new moon energy. Another important thing about this is that we're always like timelines, and time is always kind of being messed with in
right.
this reality.
Yeah.
So, like, I like to use the example of it is 2017 in Ethiopia. Do you know that?
What?
They are it's not 2024.
Get
Yeah,
out of here.
and
Like,
their day begins at 6 a.m. That is 12 a.m. for them. Like, when the sun comes up, it's that's 12 a.m. That begins the
wow.
day.
We've been really
So just recognize people just made up. I mean, the Vatican like took over and was at one point and just said, okay, now it's going to be year this. And so we don't have this correct understanding of what real timelines are. So also when people are making predictions
yeah.
and, you know, all that stuff, it's like there's a real flaw in timeline predictions.
Yeah.
So that's
No,
why you got to really,
yeah.
yeah, just
Yeah, and
not into all that
I mean, you can
doom
make
and gloom.
predictions, but it's gonna be on, yeah, yeah, there's just you can predict things on the different timelines, um,
Yeah,
but, yeah, I stay away from predictions myself, so and because there's free will, there's, I we're all on our own path too, so,
yeah. So it's yeah,
I don't wanna get
and then
into what someone else's idea is for the collective, especially in most cases, it usually doesn't feel right because
yeah,
I can read energy very well. So yeah. Um, and
yeah. It's
yeah, so
interesting.
that's,
Well, so the moon cycles. The moon is a cycle, right? It's very predictable.
yeah.
So that's why the moon cycles are great to work with these energies
Ah,
because of the consistency and the energy. They influence us. The
yeah.
luminaries, the sun and moon influence us.
That's a,
So working with that energy,
mhm,
and it's all about really embodying the knowledge. You can have all this knowledge in your head, but it's like when you start to actually work with the energies, it can become more embodied. And
mhm.
then that is the wisdom that we're looking for
Yeah.
in this
Well,
time
and
of
that's, I feel part
yes,
of what we're the ascension. So this
the
is
ascension.
is embodying, yeah, these energies and yeah,
Yeah.
and wisdom.
Which is, I mean, we could call it ascension or we could call it raising your vibration. So if
Yeah,
you raise your vibration, you will change the way you experience this reality.
that's
So
100 that's it, yeah, your perspective, your outlook, your beliefs, yeah, all of that, and
the
then
way people treat you,
so
the
exactly.
way you experience, events,
Yeah,
it'll not affect you the same way as others. So
yeah,
that gets into, a really big part of this reality and
mhm,
understanding the energies and why you want to raise your vibration.
yeah, and I
And
yep,
now I forgot it.
I did too.
And it sounded so important.
Oh, wait,
I don't know.
no, but they are, these energies are super, that's why this eclipse actually feels very powerful because of the time and space we're in right now with the moon and the
Well,
sun.
and all these planets are in Aries, so this
Yes,
is part of that
that's
amplification.
yeah. Well, and that's so
Besides the seeding of the field and all the buildup that they're
yeah,
doing. I
interesting.
mean, they're
So
even talking about it on the news and all this,
it's
to these
well, because they
yeah.
know, because I feel this is a huge shift for consciousness for, we've been here shifting the consciousness. I think this is like a huge level up that we were talking about. It's something is because I'm already feeling it. So it's already shifting with those energies and they don't like it. So they're going to choose like hazmat suits. And if everything's in Aries, that's
Hazmat suit. I
like,
love the
that's what they said,
hazmat
they were
suit.
gonna wear hazmat suits.
Who
Because
is?
the
Asshole Dark?
yeah, the asshole dark. And, like,
Oh, good, we'll know who they are then.
they're gonna, like,
They're wearing
some crazy thing is gonna be released because of the eclipse, and they're gonna have to yeah, so that was yeah, so anyways, I'm just, like, laughing because I'm like, "Don't like, there is gonna be an level up upgrade for us that is gonna be that really catapult us into an amazing, like, ascended or energy, um, uplift, raising our frequency. And the sun, because I've heard this too. So what do you think? And I've actually, in a meditation, I've gone to the sun. There's beings that live on the sun in that that realm, that time and space. It's amazing. But I've also heard the sun is a portal. So it's so we're gonna have, that's why this is just a really amazing event that's gonna be happening for all of us. So what do you think about that? The sun.
Well, I mean, I think the sun and the moon are luminaries. I don't even think they're planets.
Right.
So,
I don't think they are
but
as
I don't know.
well.
And I do think that they are portals as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. And I
yeah,
do think when they come together, it creates like, because that portal energy.
yeah,
So you're getting two luminaries coming together.
yeah,
That creates, but the way it affects everybody is going to be different because then it depends on your vibration. I mean, some people will be going, ascending to higher time. Some people are resonating with all this asshole dark shit, you
right,
know. There, so everything is happening all the time.
yeah. And everything is perfect wherever anybody's at on their path. It's part of being
Everything's happening all the time.
everything. Everything's happening all the time. It is, and it will continue.
I mean, that's yeah, because that's the dualistic nature of this reality. So we could be like, we're all ascending, and I
Oh,
don't know, we're
yeah,
all ascending.
we're all sending.
Some of us will be descending.
That's I've heard that before, actually. And someone got really
Yes.
mad at me. They're like, "Oh, this ascension, we're all actually descending." I was like, "Oh, might be."
Well, as soon as you were conceived, you started dying.
That's right. Exactly. That's
As soon as you were conceived,
yep. You
you
went
begin
into
to
the death
die.
cycle. Exactly. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. But I love
I
that.
know.
Yes, that's oh, and so wait, so my thought was with the Aries and all this drama, on the news and all the because Aries, I remember you saying it's like the warring, it also represents war.
The warrior. Yeah.
The
The
warrior.
Mars rules Aries. Yeah.
Exactly. So they're trying, so they're trying to create that conflict because
And there probably will be some war
right.
too. Sprinkle war in there. There should be
Little
some kind of
portal
war there.
opening, a little
A
ascension, and a
little sprinkle war. A
little
little ascension
conflict.
for some of you over there.
Man. Yeah.
I know.
It's
So we just have to remember what we're tuning into in
right.
that time. And I would say tune out
That's right.
as much as you
I
can.
think
All
that's
you
where
Libras out there, tune out.
well, that's where the power is, I think. Even though I have a lot of but people would disagree because it's if you're not in the fight for the light workers and all of that, then but it is really focusing on your reality. That's what shifts the reality. So when you're not when you
Well,
tune
and
out
applying
all the
this,
bullshit, that's
yeah,
when reality shifts. Yeah. At
yeah,
least
because
that's what my guides told me a long time ago.
we help perpetuate more of it.
It's
So it's like giving our energy to that.
right.
We think we're going to stop it, but
Just
things have been going
perpetuating
on
it.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
And I know it's
and
hard
then
to grasp that because
I know, because it acts like you're not the good person, you're the bad
it's
person.
I know.
You're
Yeah.
not focused on helping.
Yeah.
But are you really helping? That's the thing. That's the
That's the
the
question.
catch 22 with that. It's like, are you really helping
Right.
by giving it energy?
That I know. This is but that's my guides told me this a long time ago. This is the
A
message
long time ago, they
a
tell
long
you.
time ago. I don't know if it get me, but they're like, you can't focus on it. You just have to keep because it'll perpetuate the negative. It'll perpetuate the asshole dark.
Well, and this is part of getting you in and keeping you in a camp.
Yes,
One camp or the other, the
that's right.
dualistic nature, this reality, because they can control us better through this camp mentality. And
Yeah,
literally, the psyop counter psyop has been going on forever in history.
forever.
Forever.
Yeah,
There was always like this person, like, who would come and plant the seed. It's like, "Oh, those guys over there wanna fight you," you know? "Oh, really?" And then they go to the other side and go, "Oh, those guys over there wanna fight you." And then
Yeah.
they're yeah, another war started and everybody's making money.
Yeah.
So, just recognize the patterns of history. I
Yeah.
mean, we're not taught real history, so you gotta go down your own rabbit holes of history, but,
Mm. Yeah.
trust me, I've been down there, and, this is going on a long time.
It has. No, it's
And
just
I'm done. I'm done giving it my precious emotional energy.
that's exactly, because that's
Yeah.
where that drops your frequency as well. So,
Yeah. When that gets into resonance, it's like we're getting into resonance with this,
yeah.
asshole dark shit.
I love that. And
No.
so yeah, and so, um, let's hear some wise words from the nagging priestess. No, you're already
Well,
giving well,
I'm
Janae,
done nagging you, girl. I'm done.
you're done. You're like, "I
I'm
learned."
like, don't focus on outcomes. It's fine. If they don't like your advice,
I
just
just love
release the
that.
need.
You called yourself this is the nagging your nagging priestess friend
I'm
again.
the nagging
Have
priestess.
you got your
Yeah.
fire circle done? You have to do ceremony, which I do. It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Oh,
So
I'm so glad.
appreciate
I mean,
it.
didn't it feel good to do it?
It feels so
It's
good.
the whole,
Yeah, because
yeah.
it's right over there, and I'm like, I
Well,
have
this is,
yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, well, this is the Virgo path, the Virgo rising.
It is the Virgo
To keep
path.
yourself in the higher octave of Virgo is really, you need to do sacred work
Yeah,
and do some kind of ritual, some kind of thing around the new and full moons. Like literally, that's a baseline. And if you do that, it will put you in right relationship with your sign.
I love.
That
Yeah.
nagging priestess out. That's the mic I'm dropping. Yeah, I dropped my lipstick. Nagging priestess.
Nagging brings it out. Well, it's super healthy. I did it though. I'm like, okay.
I know, that's
I
amazing. I'm
took
just
action and I
so
got it.
impressed. I was
Yeah.
like, "Whoa, she's really doing it right now.
Yeah.
That's amazing."
And I have a group of women that I like. Well, first I'm gonna do it with my family, with the lineage of
Yeah,
the women
please.
and open
Start
it.
start start with
It starts with
start
that.
with yourself first. Yeah, don't go
Yeah, well,
too
maybe
big.
I'll just start it with myself. Exactly.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
yourself, exactly.
But then
Yeah, that's
I have women in the area that are looking for ceremony, so they're excited, yeah, when I get that going, to do the new moon and full moon ceremony, yeah, and to honor
good.
our ancestors and so this is for you guys out there if you're called to do that, and if you have a Virgo rising or any Virgo in your chart, no, it can be for
Yeah, and the
anybody, but
intensified Virgo,
the
I would
intensified Virgo,
seriously
yeah.
consider that.
But to get like a little yeah, ceremony going and to honor your ancestors, honor the elements, and all of that. And the altar too. So I know you taught me a lot when I came up there. So
Yeah,
that's
that's one of the things I am available for is
that's right.
to, teach about, excuse me, creating sacred space.
Yeah, it was
I'm doing, purging burps.
yeah, give Caitlin a
Yeah,
call.
creating sacred space. There's a whole thing around it, and I am getting a lot of clients that have been through situations where they weren't in sacred space,
Yeah.
and it really creates a problem. So when you get to that, when you're ready to have a ceremony, I'll nag and remind you of all the things you need to do to create sacred space.
It was beautiful.
So
It
you
is.
have a safe container
Mhm.
because a lot of ceremonies are not being done with safe containers, and that creates
Yeah, I'm
other
hearing that.
things
Like I'm
coming
like,
in.
what?
And
What happened?
yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's real. It's real. Throw a few like plant medicines in there without a sacred container, and
Yeah.
yeah, you've got
Those are the
entities
demons
and
that you're gonna
all
speak
kinds of things.
in the yeah, because that's
Yeah.
open yeah, exactly. opens up
But
portals.
Virgos, we know how to create sacred space, so,
Yeah,
we know how to hold it down.
yeah.
So, there's just a few techniques that
Mhm.
uh, need to be employed.
Yeah, well, and you
Yeah.
too, like, how to connect to, because it's really important for us to learn to really know ourselves and to recognize if our frequency's low. How do we raise it? What are our, beliefs? Have we cleared all our stuff out? So, within, so you teach that as well. It's like, um,
Yeah, I mean, this is part
really,
of the biogeometry work. It really centers your energy.
that's
When
right.
you center your energy,
Mhm,
that means like when I work in the body and I get rid of all the like leaky
mhm,
energetics that are going on in these different systems,
yeah,
then you feel more in the center because it gives you this sacred site like energy, which
yeah,
is a centering effect. And when you're centered, you know when things are coming in that they
that's right.
aren't in your
Yeah,
greatest and highest
that's right.
good
And that,
interest.
because
So
that creates a frequency, because that's what I was saying, that I finally realized. I was like, "Oh, what I was doing," which I think a lot of us know not to, but it happens anyways, where you go into someone else's story and their energy field, and then that will throw your frequency off balance. So I really got that this last bout. And I was like, "Oh, no, speak my truth, hold my space solid, and if people wanna come and see me in my, really aligned, high vibe energy field, then great. Or we can communicate, you know, without, them having to come into mine or me going to theirs, but that might be my Libra or whatever merging into other, energy
oh
fields,
yeah, girl,
and, like, it
The whole thing with Libra is learning the boundaries. And
yeah,
the boundaries, you need to have boundaries with the spirit world.
yeah.
And we have to remember that people are freaking possessed. Okay. A lot of people, you want to be like, I don't like that person and I don't know why.
Yeah,
You know, other entities come in and take over people. And literally, this is part of
yes.
the new psychosis is seeing the demons in people. It's your problem.
There's that, though, and there's a reason why, and that's the why everything's so pushed. Pharmaceutical drugs, create, um, disruptions in your energy field, and
Yeah,
alcohol, drugs, any drug, I'm sorry,
yeah,
pot as well, mushrooms,
yeah.
anything. So if it's done not, in alignment, like, yeah, all of that. Eat like all any kind of drug, so it's definitely do it with intention, and create a nice, uh, ba protective energy field,
Yeah,
around,
sacred
so
space.
nothing can get into your space, these
Yeah,
entities that are there. Yeah, so
they're there. I
they're
mean,
there.
we're surrounded by spiritual beings, so can we just get real with that? Because that is really a fact. And, back in the days, we were more in our right brains,
Yeah.
right hemisphere, so we recognize that. And I
Mhm.
really am connecting like, oh yeah, that's why, like the Irish mythologies are full of these magical beings that are fairies and,
Yeah,
all these everywhere. And they acknowledge it everywhere. It's in every
I love
single one of them.
I love that.
These
Yeah,
mounds and the druid, everybody's got a druid, and the druids are like creating these things and that people play the bards play
love that.
um the lyre or the what do they call that? The
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
what do they call that thing?
Yeah, what is that? Yeah, not
I can't remember the name.
yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I want to say harmonica. It's not a harmonica.
It's not a harp, a little harp, a mini harp.
Harp. Harp.
Oh, harp.
Yes, they'll
Oh,
play the harp and
oh,
everyone
okay.
will go to sleep.
Like the mid
Everyone's like under a
okay.
spell of the music
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
because
yeah.
they had, sound frequency. It's
Yeah.
like everything was really out there and acknowledged. And now it's like it's
Yeah.
so suppressed. And then people are like surprised And
Yeah.
it's like, no, actually, it's always been there, but it's like we're so in our left brains that we aren't acknowledging all this because
Yes.
we don't have the balance of the hemispheres. We're just like logical and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's really about creating that balance in your brain too.
Well, breaking free too from what we've been, falsely taught. And so
Hmm.
that's, I think, what we're doing too, is where we can see the fairies and all the
Yeah.
other beings. And so that's like, that reminded me, because that was part of my process too. When you have entities and other, lower vibrational that they want to come in and manipulate in not the highest vibration, and more in a negative way,
Hmm.
I was like, wait a minute, because I have a whole team that are right there. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing over there? Like, get these lower
We're
frequencies.
like, you're not calling on us
Yeah, that's it.
because
So I was like,
it's all free will if
yeah,
you're
so
not calling on them.
you have to tell them, because
Yeah.
they're just watching. They're just like, "Oh, yeah, look at her get nailed by
Yeah.
that dark entity," So I was like, "Where the fuck are you guys? Like, like, do some work over there. Like, get this, the asshole dark out of the space." Yeah, and it worked. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
I
I
know it's
could
all
feel
free
them
will. So
come in, because it's you ask. Yeah, you have to
you
actually, I
ask.
demand in a very, yeah, sassy way.
Hmm. Okay.
Well, I demand that. So, yeah, I don't even ask. I'm like, "Hey, I need some help here." Well, that's my
Yeah.
because that's my little kid going, I can do things. I can do it myself," but
Uh-huh.
um, but I can't do everything by myself. So,
Yeah. And it's okay. I mean, we're supposed to have these beings around us to help us and support us and
yeah,
help guide us. And this is another part of this midlife journey
yeah,
is, first part of life is like pushing your own agenda in a lot of ways. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute, I don't actually manifest the things that that are really good for me,
yeah,
through my I mean, I don't know. I'm a manifest generator. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna manifest this and that. And it's like, oh, do you really want that? You know? So it's like working with a team in
yeah,
the unseen helps to really get, the things that are really actually in the greatest for your greatest destiny and purpose.
right.
And not just like, "Oh, no, I want that shiny thing,"
Yeah.
and then you look, "Oh my god, that shiny thing is actually a knife and it's cutting me." So, yeah.
Yes. But yes, it's a no, that's a good point too. So that's like, because we can get caught up in the material world, and kind of lose sight of what the higher um purpose is of what our path is. Because that's what I um am always asking them too. So it's like, okay, guide me on my highest path. And I notice more things show up when I'm on that path. So
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah, and
hard,
I'm not speaking about just
yeah,
material things,
yeah,
I'm speaking about all the things you, like, think you want for yourself,
yeah,
you know? Like,
yeah,
I've been a jeweler for over 25 years, and it's like, I was so into the title of being an artist and being a jeweler, da, 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 and it's like,
yeah,
is that my destiny? No, it's not.
yeah.
It's not my destiny. Yeah, it was a part of it.
Mm,
So it's like, but I have to release that identity and that thing. It's okay. I manifested it. Now it's like now you stay there, or do you evolve further into your
yeah.
your greatest destiny?
Yes. The greatest
Yeah,
thing of all. I love it.
and purpose of all.
Of all the purpose. Amazing. All right. Well,
Yes.
I think we'll wrap it up. It feels like it's been about
Yeah,
an hour.
wrap it up.
We're gonna wrap it up. Uh, I don't know if I said my name in the beginning. I'm Jamae, and I do intuitive work myself. And yeah, and so thank you for joining us. I will put all of our information in the description below. And yeah, so I hope that you have an amazing eclipse day. What kind of energies are you guys feeling out there as well? And let us know. And if you have any questions, let us know as well. And I'll just so we stick to what we've been saying, we will do a live soon. So um which so
Yes,
you'll
we're
be able to
techno
join
challenged. We have to like figure it out
yeah,
first.
we have to
For
figure out how
Jermaine,
to
Jermaine needs to figure it out first.
out like how to do a live on the Zoom and then on the platforms. But that'll be fun because I do love doing lives and answering questions, and I know you do too. So, um,
Yeah,
so yeah, okay. And so
yeah,
please,
we're breaking our pattern.
our
We're
because
breaking our patterns
we're breaking our
by doing
patterns.
it.
We are. So the next time we get together, it's going to be a live, and yeah, that's pattern breaking. I love it. I listened
Yeah.
to this guy Marge. He's a he calls himself a pattern recognition. He recognizes patterns in this reality and questions them. So he's amazing. I
Well,
love it.
that is another gift of Virgo,
Oh,
recognizing
like
specific
oh,
patterns.
because I'm like, oh yeah, I see pattern. Yeah, I recognize a lot of stuff. Yeah, very
Yeah,
cool.
me too.
Yeah, you.
Like obsessed with it, actually.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, that's a pattern.
there's a pattern of
Like,
that. I love it.
break it now.
Oh, I love it. Well, thanks for
Yeah.
joining. Oh, what? Go ahead. Uh,
Never
well, I
mind.
was
I'm
gonna
just gonna put it on. I'm
I know,
not gonna.
like,
No,
well, wait,
I'm
keep it
out.
for the next video. Okay, so
Yeah,
for
it's
our the algorithm to, for our videos to show up, so please like, subscribe, and share if you resonated with our content. And we'll
yeah.
see you on the next video. Okay. Bye.
Menopause in the
Menopause and the
apocalypse.
apocalypse with the nagging priestess, Caitlin. And
And who are you? The
I don't know,
Akashic
I was thinking that like I was like,
Library.
it's the nagging priestess and I don't know. I'm gonna have to think of a funny name for
The
myself.
Akashic Librarian.
That's
You
not
don't
very
like your name anymore?
fun. No, I love the Akashic Librarian, but I want to be something funny. I gotta I'm like, because
Okay.
it's the most important is to have a sense of humor in this reality
Yeah,
and
you gotta freaking
reality.
laugh or you'll be
Gotta
crying.
laugh. Gotta have a sense of humor. Gotta laugh at like and
Yeah,
that's always been my motto. I'm like, I can make fun of myself and not get my feelings hurt, so
yeah,
I can make fun of everything else. Every
yes.
yes.
Okay, well, let's try to think of a good name for
We'll
you,
think
and
of a good
maybe if
name and
anyone else has a good name for you, put it in the comments.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
we'll see you later. Bye.